everybody, and welcome. Welcome back into Mama Angel's Kitchen. It is Sunday late afternoon, and I, like so many others, am under the weather. And so I'm going to show you guys how I quickly put together a nice soup that I do for my family, for myself when I'm not feeling well. And this is all the stuff that's in my house. Okay, I don't have to go out and buy anything. I typically have all of this on hand. And this is going to be a turkey soup because this right here is turkey breast. I'm going to break it down a little bit more. But this is turkey breast from Thanksgiving. And I just froze because we were all done with it. I froze it knowing that I'd probably make a soup with it. Okay, so that's that. And I've got some veggies here. I've got carrots. Like everything is kind of diced up nice and small. So the carrots, celery, and then what's just really going to be a part of the flavoring is some onion. I've got a yellow bell pepper here, and then I've got some garlic. Those won't show a whole lot in the soup. They will show some because I'm not going to cook it that long. But really the celery and the carrots will kind of be a part of the soup. Okay, and then I've got some cream of celery. I want to make this a little creamy. And I've got a cup of rice. I will rinse that rice. This is jasmine rice. And then I have about a quart of chicken broth. This is homemade chicken broth. You can see how thick that is. I just love making my own chicken broth, guys. But the store-bought chicken broth will do for this also, okay? You can, even make it with like a Maggi Pollo. Make a chicken broth with Maggi Pollo. Speaking of which, the spices we're going to be using, of course, are Maggi Pollo, our onion powder, garlic powder, and then salt and pepper. It's just that simple. All right, guys, I'm going to meet you over at the stove, and we're going to get these veggies sauteed up and go ahead and get this soup on. I'm going to show you how easy this is, okay? All right, guys, down in here, I've got about a teaspoon of butter melting up, and I'm just going to go ahead and start sauteing the smaller veggies, and that's our onion, our bell pepper. I'm going to hold off on the garlic just yet. Let's go ahead and get those in there. Get those sauteed up just for about a minute or so. All right, let's put a little bit of salt and pepper, just a pinch. Okay, because our broth is seasoned. It's not overly seasoned. It's a very light broth. And I do have a video on how I do my chicken stock. If you want to go back and check that out. I vary a little bit each time. It just depends, what I have and what I'm using. But the basic is there. So that's what you want to go back and check out if that's what you want to. You want to see how to make a homemade stock. I make that as often as I can. I try to always have some on hand because I will use, let's go ahead and get our carrots and celery in there and give them a little bit of a head start. Still holding back on the garlic. Let's get those carrots and celery in there. But I will, I use my chicken broth or stock and to make my rice, so I use it in a variety of things, not just soups, of course. All right, let's let these go for a minute or two. All right, that's gone for about a minute. I'm not trying to soften it, just giving it a little bit of a head start because everything is going to cook with the rice. And the rice is going to be the biggest cooker here. All right, there goes that garlic. You let that go for a minute until it starts to get fragrant. And then we're going to go in with that broth. All right, let's go in with our broth. And it is, you see how thick it is? Oh, my goodness, look at that. Look at that. It'll get watery real quick though. Real quick. It's just because it's cold. And I will add water to this. Another reason why I didn't season it right away. And we're going to bring that up to boil. Give you a peek down in here and see how we're looking. Okay. All right, let's bring that up to a boil. Okay, guys, I went on ahead and I added, let's see if you can see my container here. The same container that I had the chicken broth in. I've added all except that little bit of another full container of water. And that's just, it's a judgment call, no measurements. See where it's at? Just, you know, a little over halfway full of my pot. And all I'm doing now is bringing this up to a boil. But I tasted it, and so I have an idea of where I want to go with my, less on me, more on the pot. I know where I want to go with my spices. So I'm just going to shake a good little amount of the chicken bouillon in there. And another good little amount of onion and garlic. And I'm keeping these seasonings very simple. Now in my broth is a good amount of ginger. So I didn't add any ginger to the soup itself. There's plenty of ginger in my broth, which is another really good. Now it's just a pinch of salt and pepper. You know, gingers are really excellent healing agent, you know, when you're not feeling well. All right, all I'm doing is waiting this to come to a boil so I can drop the rice in, and then I'll drop the chicken in, and I'm gonna cover it and let it go on low for, you know, about 15 minutes just to give that rice time to cook. All right, so this would be the time to get it where you want it flavor-wise. Take a look at that broth. I'm gonna taste this, and I can always season it a little bit more, you know, after it's done, because it's gonna be soup. Oh boy, that's good. It feels so good on my throat. All right, it is boiling, as you can see. I did decide that I wanted just a little bit of dry basil, so I'm gonna put a couple little shots of that in there, and then just a couple of little red pepper flakes, just to put a little heat on the back of the throat. It's, you know, a little bit more. There we go. That's good. That's good. All right, let's come back in and let's get our rice. And you see I've strained it. I washed it and then strained it. Let's go ahead and get that rice in there. Oh, didn't mean to do that. All right, give that rice just a little bit of a head start. You know, I'm gonna cook it on low for about 7 to 10 minutes, and then I'll come back and we'll drop our chicken in and then let it finish cooking. All right. All right, it's been about 10 minutes. Let's take a look and see how we're doing here. It's beautiful. Oh, just beautiful, guys. All right, see our rice is starting to fluff up. Let's go ahead and add our meat. Probably more meat than I actually want. Yeah, I'm gonna hold back just a little bit of that meat based on what I've got here. I'm really after more broth and rice. I don't want it meat forward, but you know, to each its own. If you want meat forward, then you know, by all means, do it meat forward. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and put the top back on. Give this another 5-7 minutes, and then I'll come back and test the rice and see how done it is, and then we'll add our cream of soup, which is a cream of celery, and it'll be done just that quick. All right, here we go. It's been another 5 minutes. I just tested my rice. It is al dente, which is exactly where I want it, okay? Let's go ahead and put some of this cream of soup in. I'm gonna put, let's see, 1 and 2 good house tablespoons in there. And because this rice is gonna continue cooking even after the fire is off, I'm gonna go ahead and shut the fire off, put the lid back on for another 10 minutes, and then I'll come back and I'll have a bowl for us and we'll give it a try. All right, guys, come on in here and take a look at this. My goodness, my goodness. Look at there, you got chunks of that turkey. Oh boy, it smells so good. It tastes good too. I've tasted the broth, of course, before I haven't tasted it after I put the soup in, the cream of soup in it though. I don't know if I can get a taste here or not. It's so super hot, guys. It's so super hot. See that steam coming off of it? I'm gonna have to let it cool a little bit before I get in there and get a taste test. But this is gonna feel so good on my throat. And it has such great healing properties in there. And you can totally do this with the rotisserie chicken. You can do it with noodles, okay? Does not have to be rice. But here it is, guys. So simple and easy. I hope you like it. I hope you'll give it a try, especially if you got someone in your family, a loved one, a friend, or somebody who's under the weather. This right here. This right here. All right, guys. If you like this one, come on, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, come on in and join this party. And once you subscribe, remember to ring the bell. If I got any new subscribers out there, welcome. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you guys for watching my videos. I truly appreciate it. I love you much. You stay prayed up, and I'll see you real soon in my next video. Good night.